which we're going to be focusing on. All right, we're learning that Mehbooba Mufti has claimed house arrest and has tweeted, and I quote, "I've been placed under house arrest along with other senior PDP leaders today. This follows a midnight crackdown, which numerous members of my party were unlawfully detained in police stations. The government of India's false assertions about normalcy presented to the Supreme Court have been contradicted by their actions driven by paranoia." Remember, yesterday the PDP was denied permission to hold a rally in Srinagar. Now, what exactly is going on with the Supreme Court? What exactly is she referring to in that tweet? Well, essentially, back in 2019, when the centre had passed the resolution to abrogate Article 370, Jammu and Kashmir had lost its special status. And multiple petitions had been filed against this abrogation of Article 370. But to get us more on this breaking input, we're crossing over to CNN News 18's Tejinder Singh Sodhi. Tejinder, over to you.
The former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Mehbooba Mufti, has now alleged that she has been put under house arrest. Since yesterday, many of the senior leaders of the opposition, People's Democratic Party, they have been putting out videos, tweets saying that many of their leaders are being put under house arrest. They are being detained by the police, and now Mehbooba Mufti has said that I have been put under house arrest along with other senior PDP leaders today. This comes after a midnight crackdown where scores of my party men are illegally detained in police stations. Government of India's false claims about normalcy to the Supreme Court stands exposed by their actions driven by paranoia. She, on the other hand, says that on one hand, giant hoardings calling upon Kashmiris to celebrate the illegal abrogation of Article 370 have been put up across Srinagar, whereas brute force is being used to choke the actual sentiment of the people. Hope the Honorable Supreme Court takes cognizance of these developments at the time when Article 370 has come up for hearing. So it clearly shows that Mehbooba Mufti has leveled these allegations, but when CNN News 18 tried to speak to the senior officials of the Jammu and Kashmir police or the district administration, they, however, have denied any such move. They are saying that everybody is free to move out. They did not particularly comment on whether PDP leaders or the former Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti has been put under house arrest. They have denied any such allegation, saying that certain measures are being taken so as to ensure that proper security protocol of all the VVIPs and former ministers and chief ministers is being followed. Because if you see, there are inputs that Pakistan-based terror outfits, they might try to create disturbance on today, which is the fourth anniversary of the historical day when Article 370 was abrogated by the Parliament of India, and Jammu and Kashmir was completely integrated into the mainstream. Article 370, which had several, which was indeed seen as a discrimination between between various communities living in Jammu and Kashmir. After the abrogation, all those minority communities, be it the Kashmiri Pandits, the West Pakistan refugees, or the refugees from the POJK, even the women in Kashmir, their discrimination has ended. The bandwagon of development which happened across the country, Jammu and Kashmir, was denied of that development process since till 2019. But after the abrogation, that development has reached Jammu and Kashmir. People are seeing massive infrastructural push across the Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir. There has been also peace across the Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Less number of stone pelting, less number of terror incidents. So this is something which Pakistan wants to disrupt, and that is why some security measures have been put in place by the police and other security agencies to ensure that those nefarious designs of Pakistan does not succeed. Yes.
Absolutely. Tejinder, do stay with us. We're also going to get a word in from CNN News 18's Ishan Wani. Ishan, again, this tweet of Mehbooba Mufti claiming a house arrest, where she'd also released some images which were showing our viewers on the screens. Tell us about what the ground situation and what it's like today.
Well, yes, Mehbooba putting out a tweet with pictures of a gate locked from inside. Though this will not be the first time when Mehbooba has claimed that she has been detained, that is at her house, and not allowed to participate outside it. Background of the story is that PDP had actually applied for a permission to hold, a convention of like-minded parties in Srinagar. But the government, according to BJP, denied that. Then PDP went on to say that on the one hand that the BJP is being allowed to hold a program, but the PDP is not being given, a chance. Quote unquote, she called the abrogation Article 370 illegal. And then we also have Umar Abdullah coming out and tweeting in regard to Article 370 abrogation, and also talking about three jawans who were yesterday injured, and later on today comes their injuries. So yes, mainstream political parties lashing out at the government at the center with the same breath. Sajadun, PC calling this a black day. But the government, on the other hand, is saying that this abrogation has ensured peace and prosperity in the valley, while giving out numbers that 1.27 crore tourists have visited so far in Jammu and Kashmir. Among them, 16,000 are foreign tourists, despite there being travel advisories. So they are, saying that the confidence boosted in peace by the government is something which is bringing, investments, tourism, and also helping in development of Jammu and Kashmir. But political parties have been critical of the move from the day one when the application took place, and till today, some political parties going on and calling it a black day.
Now, beyond Mehbooba Mufti, do we know if any other political leader from Jammu and Kashmir has put out a similar tweet about being under house arrest?
Yes, there are a couple of leaders from the PDP, including Naeem Akhtar, who has served as a minister in the previous PDP government. He has claimed that his security guards have been told not to let him out. Similarly, there are other, political leaders of youth party of PDP who have actually tweeted a video saying that they were picked up by the police last evening. There could be a possibility that the PDP was also, planning to hold a protest, because they have been doing so in the past, where police has detained them outside their office. We're also told that outside the office there's a deployment of police that has been made. The government wouldn't want any kind of disturbance in the city on this day particularly, and on the day when our colleague Tejinder was also saying that in Jammu, Amarnath Yatra hasn't moved to Kashmir Valley. We're also told that their office, there is a police deployment on the entry and exit gate of that particular, office.
Absolutely. Ishan and Tejinder, do stay with us. We're being joined in by Mr. R.P. Singh from the BJP on the line right now. Mr. Singh, thank you so much for being to CNN News 18. What we're learning is that Mehbooba Mufti has tweeted out claiming that she is under house arrest. She's also released images of the same. But in her tweet, she's also saying that this proves that the government's claims of normalcy in Jammu and Kashmir are false. What is your response?
Well, she recently went for Jalabhishek on the Shivling in Kashmir. So this shows there is a normalcy. Otherwise, Mehbooba Mufti doing Jalabhishek on Shivling in Kashmir, who was never heard about. And also that we have seen national flag being hoisted there. We have seen that there is no more stone pelting there. Things are much better today. And we have seen the highest turnout of the tourists in Kashmir Valley also. And then we have seen that theaters are running the latest movie there also now. So this shows that normalcy is there, but okay, she doesn't want to see that. She can stay in her house and then keep claiming what she has to do. But the fact is that she is the same Mufti who said that Tiranga ko kanda dene ke liye 4 log nahi milenge. Today, national flag is hosted with pride by every Kashmiri today.
Why do you think security forces are taking these measures? Because we're learning that also beyond Mehbooba Mufti, there was another PDP leader who had also put on Twitter that security guards are not allowing him to exit his home. That is Naeem Akhtar. So why do you think these measurements are being taken on the anniversary of the abrogation of Article 370?
This will be very routine administrative thing, and then it's nothing like that they are not allowed or they can't come out of their houses. Obviously, they generally come and protest on this day. That's why to keep this law and order in place, the routine thing would have been done. It's not that she's under arrest, something like she has been arrested or she's been debarred from doing public life or whatever she wants to do.